Chapter 1. We Need to Talk. Little Sam, a 13-year-old citizen, sits in the passenger seat of his father's partially restored 1968 Dodge Coronet 500 as it's driven down the freeway in the far right lane. Little Sam displays a frown paired with droopy eyes while staring at the hazy sky out the passenger window opening. His father, Big Sam, refused to buy him a banana split while at the strip mall they recently departed from. Big Sam, thinking ahead, didn't want his son eating a melted, sloppy mess in the car arising from the 86-degree ambient temperature. Big Sam wasn't keen on cleaning up puddles of dairy goo resulting from his son's clumsiness. Although it was somewhat of an eyesore, the muscle car was repaired well enough whereas Big Sam experienced no mechanical problems on the road. When parked, those walking past the car could see the interior was in dire need of reupholstering. For passengers, it was brutal to ride in with no air conditioning during a sweltering day. Little Sam adjusted his body to a comfortable position with his chin resting atop the door panel. His nose was sticking out through the open window provision. The teenager was collecting some of the 58 miles per hour hot air passing by. Little Sam expelled 2 lungs full of carbon dioxide as a way of informing his father he was unhappy. In that moment, humming and buzzing began to amplify in Big Sam's left ear. With every passing second, his brain registered a louder decibel from the noise. A few moments later, zoom, blur, yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Like a luscious green park full of song sparrows flying toward the nearest tree, passing joggers in the process, motorcycles came darting by his driver's door. Some motorcycles were occupying the passing and middle lanes while others were rapidly changing lanes between the light traffic. The motorcyclists weren't riding in any specific organized structure. Yet, the one thing they all had in common was moving at approximately 90 plus miles per hour. Little Sam's attention shifted toward the left side of the vehicle as the motorcycles passed. For the next 27 seconds, Little Sam's pouty face transformed into a smiling face revealing an expression of joy. Although there were too many motorcycles for Little Sam to count, the experience was profound enough for him to momentarily forget about the banana split incident. As the last 2 motorcycles visually became smaller down the freeway, Little Sam sat upright in his seat. He stared at them disappearing off into the distance. It was in that moment when a vision swam to desire. Being the first to break through an imaginative boundary, an immaculate conception birthed a true passion. Big Sam observed his son's reaction to the onslaught of motorcycles exploiting the freeway. As a parent, he realized how a simple chain of events could deliver a package full of passion to the front door of a child's brain, leading to the child's soul on the other side of the door. Big Sam, in a smooth, calm voice, asked, "It's almost time for lunch. You hungry?" Lil Sam, using a gleeful voice, replied, Yeah, sure." Big Sam chuckled. He responded to his son, "Are you in the mood for a burger and some onion rings? I can go for a nice burger right about now. What do you say?" "Nah, I don't like onion rings that much. They're too oniony for me. I can go for some fries with a burger, though. And a milkshake. Can we get milkshakes too?" Big Sam, grateful his son was no longer upset, said, "Yeah, we can do milkshakes. Or maybe even a banana split for dessert. There's an old school burger place like 5 minutes away. We can stop there. They have some of the best burgers you'll have ever eaten on this side of town." Little Sam replied, "Cool," and then he slouched over to continue staring out the passenger window. The next mile of freeway allowed for visibility over the upcoming neighborhood. Prior to reaching their exit, Little Sam was able to see a parking lot full of motorcycles and people from the freeway. He stared at the assembly as he and his father continued to cruise. More excitement was generated within Little Sam by the second. "Dad, look! Look over there! That's where they all went!" Little Sam shouted. "Yep, it looks like they're having a meetup," his father stated. "Can we go over there and take a look, Dad? Please?" His father took his time to answer, and when he did, he spoke in a stern but non-spirit-crushing voice. The delay in response caused Lil Sam to look at his father. "I would love to, but I'm not so sure if we'd fit in. For all we know, well, that's probably a private meetup, and we're not part of that culture. We should pass on this, is my thought. Lil Sam, in a cynical tone, responded, Why are you always so boring and never want to do anything I suggest? Big Sam, now somewhat angry, retorted, Hey, watch your mouth when you're talking to me. I'm your father and you know what? I had a great morning and I'm not going to let you ruin it by getting me angered. Lil Sam folded his arms and turned his head to continue staring out the window. Listen here, we're getting something to eat right up here off the next exit. After we eat, we can ride by to see if they're still there. If they're not, we'll go to the nearest motorcycle dealer to do some browsing. What do you say? Lil Sam, not being very enthusiastic at this point in the conversation, answered, Yeah, sure. Those two continued on until their exit.